Good evening, everybody. It is the One Person Big Difference.
Michelle, real quick, I'm going to mute everybody, so you're going to have to unmute.
Recording in progress.
Good, honey?
Yep.
Okay. Hi again, everybody. We are here together, the One Person Big Difference family, and just sending you all so much love today. Hope your week has been absolutely incredible. We're going to hop right into it. Sean's got something special for you. And while we are watching it, it'll be super quick. I just want you to think about you, your life, your vision, your dreams, your soul, and what you want. And sometimes those things in life, we kind of forget. And I just want you just to go deep and let that flow and just love you to pieces. And put in the chat tonight. Let's see the chat going. We want to, first of all, welcome all you brand new, gorgeous distributors here. Welcome to the family. And also put in the chat, you guys, where you are from, because this is how we build relationships, third-party validation from one another, and just community. All right, Sean Poe.
Oh.
The world is vast and beautiful. We as humans are privileged to experience, observe,
and create our story within it. As people, we have overcome challenges that have appeared infeasible,
have been deemed impossible. There is no limit to human potential when there exists a passion for progression.
Every day, we see more proof of our individual greatness and our ability to transform the world, regardless of what it thinks of us.
And yet, within ourselves, caught in the day-to-day grind,
we forget our unlimited potential. We forget that we can accomplish anything.
So we settle.
We settle.
So we settle. Our life becomes routine, and our world shrinks.
We begin to believe the myth that this is the best life that we are capable of living.
your world is neither small nor routine. You're not a cog in a machine.
Within you exists a higher calling. You deserve better, and you can do greater.
Today's mundane will still be waiting tomorrow, unless you make a change now.
LifeVantage. We are an organization of dreamers.
We believe that progress is not essential to the human condition, but that progress is the human condition. We are driven by the promise of constant improvement.
Which is why our products are backed by tireless scientific research. We firmly believe that supporting and encouraging your growth as an individual will make us grow stronger together. Be in the company of dreamers.
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 Be in the company of dreamers. Bring us the dreams you've stowed away and see them become a reality. LifeVantage. Venture higher.
All right, Shanko, thank you so much. Did you guys like that video? It's short and sweet and powerful, and just another reminder of what we have our hands on here, right? We know we have
live
products
TV from 85 plus channels.
Wow.
$500 a year.
Here we go.
Buy it free.
I like it. Super fun. We know that we have.
Sandals Royal Behavior. Love comes easy.
And Sean is my techie guy, you guys. That's what makes it even better. So we always say.
I'm gonna have to drop off.
Okay, you good?
No, I'm gonna make you the host and drop off.
Okay. Now we can dance, honey. Okay, I think that worked. So what's so beautiful about that is we all have to remember to just do and to just do the stuff, because even people that are techie like Sean, we just have things come up and life happens and we all just go through it and do it. But what I love about that is just, again, a reminder of what we have our hands on. Not only do we have products that literally the world needs, not only do we have an opportunity that is literally changing lives, right? Put in the chat, like, has the products changed your life in any certain way? Yes or no? Has the opportunity changed your life in any way? Yes or no? Have the people in LifeVantage changed your life and given you, new vision and hope and beauty? Yes or no? I mean, all of that. So keep that there. But then the dreaming, guys, sometimes we get into our heads and we're just like, oh, we've got this great product. Oh, we've got this good, this whatever. But really dig deep. And even with Sean getting ready to go to Poland in 2 days on his 45th birthday, you guys, these are things that are happening because of LifeVantage. There's no other way in the world, you guys, that this could have happened before, that we could make a decision, get up and go at the spur of the moment. So to build some of that vision and to help you realize what we have our hands on. I know you guys know, but every time that we show up, right? We show up to the calls, we show up to listening to trainings, we show up and we build on third-party validation in the team and all those things. It all expands and our belief grows, and belief is everything. But tonight I want you to hear from a few people about what happened at what's called Vision Summit this past week. And it's an opportunity for all of us. And so I'm going to hand it over real quick to Elite Pro 7, gorgeous Tanya Sheldon up there from Idaho. And she's going to kick it off and bring on a few people. So get your notes out. And thank you for being here, Tanya. Thank you for everybody.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm just giggling thinking about it because we went this weekend, we drove and we filled a car, and you guys, we laughed so much. I'm telling you, just the laughter that we experienced was worth the price of admission. So this is an event that we'd heard about for quite a while. This event used to be called the Fly-In, and Vision Summit is the vision of Master Pro 10 Rye Fry. His real name is Ryan, but he goes by Rye Fry. And he is a new Pro 10. And in his last company, they had an event just like this. I don't know if it was called Vision Summit. I'm not sure what it was called. But every month for 2 days, they would have people come into their corporate office. And on a Friday, they would share with you why to be with that company. And then on Saturday, they show you the how to do it and how to make it work, how to make it successful in your life. And they grew month over month over month, to the point that now that company has thousands of people that show up every single month for this 2-day event. And Rye Fry had that vision. He has that vision for LifeVantage. So he asked some of the top distributors in the company if they would support him in that. He asked corporate if they would support him in that. And it was created, and it was called the Fly-In at first. And when it was created, it happened very quickly. Like Callie Mott was completely on board, and all of a sudden it was going. And then they decided to change it to the Vision Summit, because that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what you get when you go there. You hear from all the elite distributors up to Pro 10s. You hear from Dr. Dixon. You hear from corporate. We heard from our CEO, Steve Fife. He literally, when he was talking to us, he got a call from one of the board of directors and didn't take the call. And he was like, that may come back about me in the butt later. It was just so funny. But we have a CEO that feels responsible for the success of what you're doing with this company. He feels very responsible for the success of LifeVantage and taking it to the next level. And this is a kind of culture that you have to go to. If you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling stagnant, if you need a shot of belief, if you are new, you have to do whatever it takes to get to one of these. You have to do it. Fill your car, make a road trip out of it. You only have to pay for one night of a hotel. And what you get from this is intimacy. So you are there in this room that is packed to the gills. They've grown every single month. This was only their 7th Vision Summit that they've done. Every month it's growing. And then you get to have lunch with them. And you are basically around all these elite distributors, and you get to connect and talk and ask questions and just be around them. They give corporate tours. It's just, I cannot wait to go back, and I cannot wait to take more people with me when I go back. So I'll round this out at the end with a little bit more, but I want to send it over to our driver, Colleen Holtz. Oh, she got us there very fast, everybody. She found a pace car and we were off. Okay, so Colleen Holtz she's a mom and she's a grandmother and she has a huge, huge heart. And she has been with LifeVantage for quite some time. And she needed this shot as well, like we all did. That's why we went. Our culture in Idaho is very strong. There's a lot of love for one another, but we're flatlined right now. And that's why we decided we needed to go. So Colleen, I'm so proud of you that you went with us. And I would love for you to share with everybody some of your top takeaways.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, yeah. I mean, I still get the great giggles. And I told my husband about it, and he even had to chime in the next morning and say, well, maybe you want to take another road trip with the girls. Whoa, 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 whoa. Just was laughing. Anyway, great trip. Really missed that time being in the car with the group and going someplace for LifeVantage. It just really brought me back to when I very first started, which was February of 2014. So yeah, I've been in a while. But this was a really, like Tanya said, very intimate event where you were really close and you were those people were right there. And it's kind of funny because I was like, I can so clearly see their faces where when they're up on stage at the conferences, you see them from a distance, but it really was cool. A couple of really good takeaways. Dr. Gloria Waterhouse, wow, she was phenomenal. And the very first thing I wrote down that she said was, and she was talking about overcoming or listening through objections versus overcoming them. And she said, look for voices of integrity. And I thought that is so big because sometimes I get caught up in just kind of throwing things out there. But if you really get to know the person first and build that relationship, you're going to find out what that voice of integrity is. So that was the very first thing that I put a big star by. And then just listening through the objections, that was a really great a great approach. She said, you take the Tai Chi approach. You sit back and you breathe and you listen through the objections. You honor what they don't believe. You honor that objection. You embrace it and you define it. I mean, it was so good because I think for me, sometimes you get an objection and you just really don't even know where to go with it. So that was really, really great. Really enjoyed Dr. Gloria Waterhouse. The second one that I just thought was so needed for me as a distributor that's been in a while, but also really great for those people that are new distributors and those guests that we had in the room. And that was going over the comp plan again. And Rai for the closing went over the comp plan, and it kind of gave me that wow moment again. Like I was like, okay, wow. The generational match that he explained, and just the way we get paid. And to me, that's a big piece. And I think sometimes when we get in, like I got in for the product, the product was really great for me. Let me backtrack. I started on the product and then realized that it was doing something great for me at that time of my life. And so when I went to a meeting and saw the business opportunity, I was like, this is phenomenal. So to hear it again from Fry and all the ways that, I mean, we've really got what it takes here for people to make money. And so that just going over that again was phenomenal to me. And the one thing I started was holy snikes, like we really have a way to make money. So those were my two pieces that I took away. That there was so much, but those were the two highlights for me for the 2 days.
Holy snikes, she said.
Holy snikes.
So did your vision increase?
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
And you know, here's the other thing that Fry said that just, I mean, it kind of blows your mind. It's like you kind of grit your teeth and go, whew. He said, when your island of knowledge increases, so does your shoreline of ignorance. And I was just like, ooh, how true is that?
Say that one more time.
When your island of knowledge increases, the more things you know, your shoreline of ignorance also increases.
Oof.
So it's just, you know, I'm going to be 62 this week, y'all. And I am still growing and learning. And I love that.
Every day.
I love that.
And she's a great dancer. For those of you that are going to be at Activate 2022, we will be
I think we should do a clinic.
We get a big circle, and Colleen will teach each and every one of us how to do a very specific dance. Some of you may have seen it in Orlando, but we'll keep it as that and bring on the next speakers. But just be ready to have a good time, because that's
absolutely.
We have a good time. So Colleen, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Love you. All right, Tanya.
Love you too.
Over to Jillian then, I guess, for Rochelle.
Perfect. Jillian, are you there? Jillian was so cute. So here's what happens in South Dakota or in the Midwest, you guys. Jillian goes, oh my gosh, I almost missed the call because it's still bright outside. I'm not used to it being light outside. So
I totally didn't realize how much I base my time concept on daylight. It was like still daylight. Anyways, I did not go to Vision Summit, but after talking to Rochelle, I will be going to it. And oh my goodness, I haven't seen her this excited. Like, I don't think, and I can't even see her on my screen. Oh, there she is. Hi, beautiful. I'm so excited for everything on the trip back. We were texting last night when they were driving back, and I am thankful that I kind of got the download of her brain. And I think she would say, like, a lot of the stuff that she was feeling, she's so glad that she got written down, I think, is what she told me earlier. But Rochelle, share kind of the vision that it casts for you, because I know this has lit you up in a way that, like, you know, the importance of being at all the events. You go to LVA every single month, you go to Elite Academy. How is this different?
Yeah, when Jillian asked me, I was very, very thrilled when we were actually texting back and forth on the trip back. And because it did give me a chance to actually get it in print. I thought, what was it that excited? Because it does excite you. It just gets you so pumped up. And I think it came down to the fact that it was more intimate. The Academy is great. And it's like Colleen was saying, you know, you see them up there or you see them up on the screen or whatever, but this, you were right there in the same room with them. And they were more than happy to pour into you and give you what you wanted or needed or answer questions. Fry to me he blows my mind. He blows my mind. And I think for me, the realization of the blessing of this company is so huge to me, because other companies aren't like this. They're not like this. I've been in other companies, and it's not like the elite of the elite will hang out with you in other companies. They won't. They're off in a distance and you see them from afar. And if you're lucky, you might get a chance to go up and say hi. You know, it's not like this where they hang with you and they talk with you and they want to pour into you. And I think that was huge. The fact that the training, they went over like how to use the app, that was huge for me, because there was so much that they showed us that I didn't know about the app or didn't, because I'm learning as I go. Anyway, but one of the things that Greg Polka said, he talked that when you sign up a distributor under the elite package, you get them on the app, get the app on their phone, the LifeVantage app. They have 60 days where LifeVantage will actually send them customers, send them prospects for 60 days to help boost them to get them going. I was blown away by that. I'm just like going, wow, that's huge to me. I was blown away by a lot of things, and I'm going to try and tone it down just a little bit here.
We love your energy. Keep it going. Yes.
The other thing was, I think it was Sarah Harding that talked about the digital experience, I think. Anyway, she talked about, I don't know if it was her. I think it was her. I have her written down up there. So I think it was her. Anyway, they were talking about how, and I just had this happen to me this week. Right when I got home, I had this happen to me where somebody said, "Hey girl, blah, 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 blah. And will you come and will you take a look at my company?" And I thought, oh my gosh, this is what they were talking about at the Vision Summit. Don't do that. Don't do it. Delete. Anyway, they talked about WORD, W-O-R-D, where are you? What's up? These are questions that you ask them to get to know the people. Their occupation is, R is recreation and D is dream. And it was a good, what do you call those? And what do you call them? I don't know. Anyway, that gets me stuck all the time. But anyway, it triggers your brain to start thinking about the things that you can ask and the things that you can try to connect with people online with. I don't know if it was her, because I'm trying to go a little bit quicker here.
Julie called it an acronym.
Acronym, yes, thank you. Anyway, one gal got up and talked. She had built her company just in working online for 1 hour a day. And I thought, oh my gosh, that gave me so much hope, because I thought I can do an hour a day. I can do an hour a day. I can do that. I can sit down and focus and be intentional for 1 hour. So it was absolutely encouraging and incredible. And it just boosted me and made me want to keep going. It's one of those things, and it's free. You guys, they're doing this for us for free. It costs nothing to go to Vision Summit, and outside of the gas to get there and then staying in the hotel. But there were 5 of us. And that's another thing, is I just want to thank Tanya, because she always includes me in with her group. And I'm not even in her downline, but she just always brings me along, and I just kind of trail right along with them, and we just have fun. We had a blast together. So it was awesome. Okay, I'm done.
You are so darn beautiful. Everybody here is just, sending their love and energy back to you. They're loving seeing this. And you are feeding us. So we are so grateful for that. And that is the Life Vantage way, right? You guys, everybody just loves on each other. The reason that Ri-Fi is here, the reason that he's at the top, is because he's a servant leader. And that's what it is. And so that's what we always have to remember when people, that we meet and see that we are helping and pouring into others as well. I know it's always that way. And yes, Tanya, thank you for just being the incredible you always. Tanya is always a light. So Tanya, can you close us out in regards to Vision Summit? Tell us, you guys, it's at the corporate offices in Utah. How do they find out more about it? The costs, how often is it? Some people are putting in the chat, all those different things. And then the nuggets as well, Tanya, that you took away, business tips that will help everybody.
Yeah, a couple more nuggets, you guys. So Amy Homewood was there, and Amy Homewood is so savvy when it comes to business. And I believe more and more that if we want to attract business builders and we want to attract teammates, we need to be equipped with why we are different and what makes Life Vantage so special. And when we think about today and where the world is going and how everything has transpired with people wanting to work from home and technology and all of those things, here are a couple of things that we heard this weekend. Life Vantage is a publicly traded company that is debt-free and has the ability to be an Apple-like company that is heart-centered, legacy-focused with sustainable and clean products. I just thought that was such a beautiful reminder, a beautiful thing to be said. And then also was said, we have an iPhone business that is a subscription model, because they talked about how so many things are subscription based today. So many people have subscriptions without ever thinking about it, right? And we have that. We have the subscription based model. We have an app We have AI and a company behind us that ships everything. We have a tech business for less than $1,000 that people can get into. That's amazing, right? And then Rye Fry also reminded us, oh, well, I'll go to this first, reminded us that he talked a lot about Pro 3s. He talked a lot about going deep, about opening people's database as soon as they get into LifeVantage, about asking them who are the top influencers in their life and talking to those people that are the most influential first. Because if Michelle is one of the most influential people in my life, but I know she knows Jolynn and I know Jolynn knows Amy and they both know Michelle, I can by default, I can go to Amy first. And if Amy's, or if I can go to Michelle first, being the most influential. And if Michelle's excited, then I can by default go to Jolynn and Amy and say, well, Michelle's really excited about this. So you really should take a look at it, right? You can kind of leverage the excitement of those other influencers in your life to open it up to other people, especially if they're in the same circle of influence. But in talking about Pro 3s, here's some statistics that we've been reminded of before. A Pro 1, when someone hits a Pro 1, they stay at least 9 months in LifeVantage. And that is about 3 times the industry average. If someone hits Pro 2, they stay an average of 18 months in LifeVantage. And if someone achieves Pro 3, they stay an average of 64 months. That's 5 years. So that's amazing, right? We want to get people to Pro 3. Now, the other thing that it's been said, but I don't think it's been hit on enough, which is kind of, I guess, my call to action for you guys tonight is, and I will put these steps on One Person Big Difference, okay? I'll put it all on there. But Michelle Scaff talked about the app. And when someone's new and they go into the app and they sign up for it, it asks them questions about their goals. Well, at Vision Summit, they called that the commitment letter. So basically, and I think this is something too that we should type up and have so people can actually write it. But you're going to get these questions in the app about your goals. Where do you want to be and how much time, how much do you want to make? And having that commitment letter that you fill out and you then show to your sponsor. And then you go over together and it basically becomes this contract. And you're showing them that you are committed and you are ready to do this. They went over that a lot. And the commitment letter begins with you. It talks about your commitment to the opportunity, how coachable you're going to be, how consistent you're willing to be, if you're committed, and if you're willing and ready to work to become a great leader. So I'll show you those steps. I went in and I haven't filled mine out. And when I fill mine out, what will happen is Sean and Michelle, being my enrollers, will get a card in their app showing that I filled it out, and they'll be able to see my goals. We just don't know how you can print it out. That's why we need to get a printable version, because I think it'd be a beautiful thing for you to have up and for your enroller to have up as well. So how do you get there? It's always the second Saturday of the month. It's always going on. And there is a Facebook group called the LifeVantage Vision Summit Community. LifeVantage Vision Summit Community that you can be a part of. When you're a part of that group, you will always see the registration link for the next one. It's an Eventbrite. You can also find it by going to bigbluecalendar.com. There'll be a hyperlink there that you can sign up for it. And again, it is free. And again, it does fill up. They also have an overflow room though too, but no cost to you to attend the event. And then you actually just pay $25. You'll get an email later to pay $25, typically to Gloria Waterhouse. And that covers your lunch both days. LifeVantage corporate offices, when you go, there's tours that are happening that first day before everything gets started. So you can get a tour of the corporate offices. There are 2 hotels right by corporate office, and they offer the LifeVantage discounts to stay there. So for 5 of us, we paid less than $30 a piece to stay there for one night. We got there that day. We left Saturday night. And they are very intentional and very focused with their time. They don't waste time. They don't go over. Like, they are very intentional with the time, because they know that people come in the day before, the day of it when it starts, and they know people leave that night. So they're very respectful of that. Always a second weekend, hotel. Yeah, that's how you go. So I can't emphasize to you guys enough how much you need to go. You need to go. You need to bring a distributor that maybe feels stuck. Call your old distributors if you have them in your pipeline. Let them know that this is available to them. See if they want to meet you there. There are a lot of leaders in this company that are utilizing Vision Summit as the meeting place for their team. So for instance, there were some elites there that are from Florida. They meet their California team at Vision Summit, and that's how they come together. There was another elite distributor, a Pro 6 there, that hadn't talked and seen her, or she hadn't seen her distributor in 9 years. And they met at Vision Summit together and saw each other again for the first time in 9 years. And she was there to get reignited and get going again. So I had the intention, when I knew that Wi-Fi was going to be there, my goal in going to the event, other than taking my team, was to get one-on-one time with him. I needed to talk to him because I had specific questions. So I was very intentional with that, and I made it happen. And I have to share with you, I found it online. I'm so excited. A story that he shared with me. I'm going to try to get through it without crying. Big surprise. So hold on.
Love you, sister. Pour it on us, baby.
This is so good, you guys. It's called The Butterfly. A man found the cocoon of a butterfly. One day, a small opening appeared. He sat and watched the butterfly for several hours as it struggled to force its body through the little hole. Then it seemed to stop making any progress. It appeared as if it had gotten as far as it could and could go no further. So the man decided to help the butterfly. He took a pair of scissors and he snipped off the remaining bit of the cocoon. The butterfly then emerged easily, but it had a swollen body and small shriveled wings. The man continued to watch the butterfly because he expected that at any moment, the wings would enlarge and expand to be able to support the body, which would contract in time, but neither happened. In fact, the butterfly spent the rest of its life crawling around with a swollen body and shriveled wings. Okay, you guys know my trick when I'm crying, I clench my butt cheeks.
That's our girl.
Okay, so shriveled wings, and then it was never able to fly. The butterfly was never able to fly. What the man in his kindness and haste did not understand was that the restricting cocoon and the struggle required for the butterfly to get through the tiny opening were nature's way of forcing fluid from the body of the butterfly into the wings so that it would be ready for flight once it achieved its freedom from the cocoon. Sometimes struggles are exactly what we need in our life. If we were allowed to go through our life without any obstacles, it would cripple us. We would not be as strong as we could have been, and we could never fly. Isn't that so good? Yeah.
Oh, so good.
So good.
That's it.
So beautiful, Tanya, Sheldon. So beautiful. Thank you. Do you guys love that? Yes, Sean, I'll let you finish up here just a little bit.
All right. That is absolutely amazing. And I 100% agree that, you know, sometimes there are opportunities for us to further develop. And if you have the opportunity to go to one of these vision summits, I have not heard one person come back from there with anything but raving praise to what was delivered to them. So unbelievable opportunity. I'm so glad that you guys made the decision to go out there and further develop and get jacked up once again. So just going to share some quick highlights of what's going on this week. So everybody's in the know. We're in the middle of
And I can even just quickly just say it too, because I know we're over a couple minutes, but I will have to say that was so worth it. Wouldn't you guys say, oh, thank you to everybody that shared and spoke tonight here. Let's welcome everybody, you guys. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. Everybody new in this month. We just are so happy you're here. All right, baby. All right, every single Tuesday, you guys, on the LifeVantage site, we have a presenter that comes and speaks. And this week it's going to be James Hayden, and there it is. You can go fast. I'm going to go. And then every week, Brandon Cunningham. I know that Kevin on here, POTUS, he shares that he sends people to that. Yep, every single week he's been sending people, and he absolutely loves that. Brandon Cunningham, Master Pro 10, every single week. This week is very special. Our very own Leslie Powell is doing the Wednesday Wellness, you guys. So make sure to be on live supporting her. As always, you guys, all of this is in Telegram and on Facebook. So if you're wondering, oh, where's the link? Oh, where's this and that? Go into Telegram, right? And the One Person Big Difference family. As we all know, Croatia. I want to respect everybody's time. So let's just go. Compliance training on Thursday, the 17th. Go and check that out. And Mama Maria. Every single time I watch Mama Maria present to you guys, is she not absolutely amazing? She will be strong on the business. She will be strong on the product, and she'll be very strong as to the emotion and the heart of what we have here at LifeVantage. And this weekend, who is enrolled for LifeVantage Academy, virtual or in person? Yes, yes, yes. In Sioux Falls, I can't wait to hug you all, and the others, let's just keep in touch. And it's an amazing experience to have that energy going through the country. And as we know, it is gut month. And that's what Leslie's going to be talking about on Wednesday, you guys, is the massive, beautiful gut and how that's connected to our health. MVP, we've got lots of trainings on this. If you're not sure what to do, reach out to us or go into One Person in the search bar and type MVP. We have a special training that's very clear and concise in there on that, but you want to earn additional money for doing things that we do. And like we said tonight, Activate 2020, we want to get there. And I sent a message to Kelly Mott, who is one of the head corporate people, asking about if they are in fact having a day for like what Tanya and the group was just mentioning. And I have a voice message from her, and I just haven't been able to listen to it. So I'll let you guys all know if that'll be open. Sean and I do still have the $149.99 tickets for Activate 2022. So when you bring somebody new in or somebody is joining, please message us right away. We brought extras for your new and upcoming team, and they are going to be $50 cheaper than what you can get at corporate now too. And who's going to Croatia? Put it in the chat. And then we're going to get off here because I know we're over, and I want to make sure the 1% Club, all this stuff, you guys, is all in Telegram. Let's just show up and be the best that we can be, and just pour on and love on people and bring the energy and the synergy that we have with one another, and continue rooting each other on and holding each other accountable too, right? Because we all know what we want. And I just want to thank you for being here tonight, for taking the time. You know, send your enroller your goals. If you've never done it. Oh yes, thank you, Marisa. Yours wasn't down there. It was in the Telegram though. You guys, Marisa, I'll let you speak. This is important for Wednesday.
Okay.
Thank you for raising your hand. Sorry, it wasn't there.
That's okay. So Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Mountain. We are, last Monday was our first Monday to just do a 10-minute mindfulness reset, breath work, a gentle meditation. We will be creating an intention for Sean Poe as well as he makes his way traveling. And just really, I know Michelle participated in that last week, and it's really powerful to just stop, drop, and breathe in gratitude what we have. So that'll be Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. and you just can join on the One Person or on the Pose Zoom, the same Zoom. Just join the Zoom.
You're on mute, honey.
I'm really sorry. It was 10 minutes, and we all going 1,000 miles an hour. I know, every day. And to take 10 minutes for yourself to just sit in peace and to be guided by one of the best yoga people on the planet was truly a gift. And I unexpectedly got super emotional as I was, breathing in and doing stuff. It's beautiful when you take time for yourself. And Sean said, Wendy, you had your hand up? Nope. Oh, I don't know. Come on. What you got, sister? All right. Oh, Mia, you want to do it? Oh.
Sure.
I just saw the chat. So
just very, very quickly. Yes. If we can all just get still for a moment and embrace Sean and his selfless spirit to go over there and pour into those refugees, the flood of refugees, and just know that he goes with God. God is with him and all who are giving in this way. God is protecting them God is showing them what is needed for each and every person there, each and every child, whoever is in need. Sean is blessed, and all who are doing this with him are blessed. The ever presence of God is all around him. The everlasting arms of God are all around, just guiding every effort there. And there is only safety. There is only blessing. And he goes on the wings of love. And we wrap him in our hearts and our prayers. And we're so grateful to be a part of this holy mission in whatever way that we can. God bless you, Sean. We love you. And God is with you.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. So, clench my butt, Tanya. It's just beautiful to see the support and just love that we have. So know that I will do my best to represent each and every one of you and just support however I can. Love you guys.
Love you, honey. It's been a wild week. It's starting to actually hit us. I think both of us have. We're still running 10,000 miles an hour trying to get ready for him to leave on Wednesday. And like I said in the beginning, you guys, LifeVantage has been, and you guys have heard me say it a million times over and over again. We say outside of our God and family, it's been the greatest blessing. And this is one of those reasons why, is that when it was on his heart, immediately he acted. He didn't think, he didn't know where he was going to go or what he was going to do. He just made the decision. He asked the girls and myself, and full support from all of us, and then action and figuring things out. And we're still doing it every second. Things change every single second. So we just, like he said, it's been overwhelming to get the texts and the messages and the prayers and the support, and just to see the beauty of mankind. It's in a world where, there is just so many random, what in the world is happenings. It's a beautiful thing to be amongst people that are pure light and pure love. And Mia, your prayer was so beautiful. Thank you so much for just doing that and stepping out for all of us. And we feel you guys. There's power of just feeling. We don't have to be right next to each other to feel that amazing energy. And so please continue to keep Sean and everybody. I mean, there's so many people that just need the prayers in the world. And we send our love and our prayers to each and every one of you and everything that you are going through in life and work and health and relationships and spirituality. I mean, literally with all of it. We think about you and we pray for you every morning and every night. And it's just a gift that we have here, and we just celebrate and cherish each and every one of you. And I will do my darndest to keep you all in the loop. I'm like, honey, you got to keep us updated. You're going to be in this place and I'll send updates out. So I'll do my darndest to keep you all updated. And I'm just proud of him, and I'm proud of all of you. So thank you. What about the afternoon, Michelle? What's she talking about? Oh, of course he ends it this way. That's my baby. That's my baby. Here we go. Come on, everybody. We need some music or something. We get emotional and then we dance and we celebrate. All right, here we go. Who's ready to have an amazing week? Yes? All right. You guys unmute yourselves, send each other love, celebration, and
love you, Sean.
Love you, Sean.
Love you, Sean.
Love you, Sean. Godspeed.
Love you all.
Love you, Sean. Thank you for doing
God
this.
bless.
Y'all are so beautiful.
Love and prayers.
And happy birthday.
Yes.
Yes, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Colleen and Amy.
It's his birthday, and we'll cry if we want to. Cry if we want to.
How about a big birthday song? Everybody all at once. Ready?
Happy
birthday
to
you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday
to you. Cha cha cha. Happy
birthday,
Sean. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Cha cha cha. Rah rah rah. It's your birthday. Cut the cake and say hiya. Eat more chicken.
You're crazy.
You guys rock. Love y'all. Have an amazing week, and we will talk soon.
See ya.
Love you.
Love you.